Welcome to another episode of the Miami Real Estate Show. Today, I had the fortune to interview one of the top producers in Miami, Karla Abaunza, who specializes in Fisher Island, the sixth most expensive zip code in the United States, according to Forbes magazine in 2015. She has an amazing record. Over 120 properties sold just in Fisher Island, an island of less than 800 properties. And we had the fortune to record the episode in one of the most expensive listings that she has in the island, an $18.7 million apartment. What I want you to get from this interview is how much of an expert she has become, specializing in a very, very specific area. And that's what most top producers do, hyper-specializing in a very specific niche area. She also talks about her marketing strategies and how she has been able to accomplish such an amazing record, not only of more than 120 properties in that little island, but also having so many listings totaling more than $70 million as of today's interview. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy this interview as much as I did. Make it a very, very productive day. Take care, guys.
This episode of the Miami Real Estate Show is brought to you by Perlin Title and Escrow Services Corp., an integrated solution for all your real estate closing needs. Supported by a skilled team of professionals in state-of-the-art technology, Perlin Title will satisfy your most demanding deadlines and meet your loftiest expectations. Perlin Title and Escrow Services, delivering above and beyond service with every commercial and residential real estate closing in Florida. This week's featured property is a breathtaking masterpiece in the super luxurious Miami Beach Fisher Island. Professionally decorated and featured in Florida Design magazine, the property features over 7,025 square feet of interior space, 360-degree views of Atlantic Ocean, Government Cut, Biscayne Bay, and South Beach. Smart house with wonderful amenities including 6 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, high ceilings, marble floors, media and family rooms, office, custom bar, built-ins, wine coolers, private elevator, double foyer, fireplace, gourmet kitchen, marble countertops with private garage and cabana. To live the Fisher Island lifestyle, contact Karla and team, your Fisher Island specialist, at 305-343-5830.
Welcome to another episode of the Miami Real Estate Show. Today, I have the true honor and pleasure to interview a top producer, not only in Miami, but especially in Fisher Island, Karla Abaunza. Karla.
Pleasure. What an honor to be here.
Thank you very much for having us in this amazing unit. Before we get started with the interview, I want you to talk to me a little bit about this beautiful unit in Fisher Island. How many bedrooms? What's the price, square footage?
I'll be more than happy to. I'm also honored to have this beautiful listing. It's located in one of the premier buildings on Fisher Island, which is called Palazzo del Mare, where we have concierge, valet, all the types of luxury 5-star services, private elevator. The unit is 7,025 square feet interior. It has 6 bedrooms, 5.5 baths. It is absolutely beautiful with beautiful,
the view is amazing.
Beautiful, breathtaking views of Government Cut and the whole entire island. So you have your north views and south views.
What's the price of it?
The price is $18.5 million.
Okay, perfect. What are the maintenances of a unit like this?
Actually, on Fisher Island, you have 2 maintenance. One is the maintenance of your condominium, which roughly in this one, it's about $7,500, roughly. And then you have the maintenance of the Fisher Island, the Homeowners Association, which is roughly about $2,000 a month. So give or take, it's about $10,000 a month, the monthly maintenance for both condo dues.
And we were talking off camera, you've been living in the island for how long?
Yes, I've been living on the island for 15 years.
So definitely you love the island.
Yes, I love the island. I've moved from one location to the other. It will be hard to drag me out of this island.
Well, you're pregnant, so you have a baby, so we'll see maybe when the baby's grown up, 7 years old. See
the
how,
best part is that there's a school,
right,
so it'll
go.
be very easy to just have her very close by.
Very good. So tell me, how many units approximately have you sold just in Fisher Island?
Just in Fisher Island, since I started, give or take, I would say about 120 units.
About 120 units. And that's part of what we're going to talk about today in the interview, specializing in a specific area. All right. So now getting started after selling 120 units just in Fisher Island, many years in the business, tell me, what's your background?
My background is I started in the fashion industry back in the late 80s, always focusing in luxury.
Okay.
And we used to import accessories from France and Milano and was able to travel a lot. So I got to the point where I was seeing so many friends visiting me from abroad, and they would always ask me, Karla, accompany me to go see a second home, a pied-à-terre they wanted to buy here in Miami. So I fell in love with the idea of helping my friends accompanying them to find their dream home. So then I said, I want to make a switch to something that I feel is going to be a passion for me, and that's where I found my passion.
How many years ago?
It was 18 years ago.
18 years. So it hasn't been actually that long.
No, but I've been full time. This is what I breathe. I do day and night.
Did you have a mentor when you got started in the business?
I actually did. I started with a company that was called Wimbish Rightway. They were known as very high-end luxury. And the owner of Wimbish Rightway met me, and she was impressed that I spoke 5 languages, and she had a lot of clients that were international. So she had me team up with her and co-list a lot of listings together. And she just basically mentored me and said, if you're going to put your time and energy into real estate, put it into the luxury and take advantage of all your database, all your friends that you've met since you were young, because I was able to be privileged to travel and to study abroad and meet
how do you
people.
learn so many languages?
I actually lived in Switzerland. I studied in Switzerland every summer from the age of 11 through 17. Lived in Paris, learned Italian. In Portuguese, actually, I saw that a lot of Brazilians were coming to Miami. And
so you speak Portuguese too?
I speak perfect Portuguese, but in the beginning, I would speak to them in English, in Spanish, and they would respond in Portuguese. But I said to myself, I have to make that extra effort. And I took private classes, and I'm reading it, writing it, and I've been able to dominate the Brazilian market.
Very good. So you took private classes in
I took private classes, and I watched Global TV. So it's a matter of just practicing, and luckily it's paid off.
Now, going back to your experience at Wimbish.
Yes.
You had a mentor, the owner of Wimbish. What do you recall any specific educational experience with that mentor? What did you learn from her?
Well, I learned from her just by working with her. I learned her skills. She spent a lot of money in marketing.
Very good.
She spent a lot of money in marketing, and she told me also she was very personalized with her clients. It was not just about selling and goodbye. It was about reaching out to them on their birthday, not forgetting about them. As they say, out of sight, out of mind, which is not good.
So right now, I believe, how many listings do you have at the moment?
Presently, I have roughly about 25 listings.
25, and the volume?
The volume is about 75 million.
75 million, and I think we were talking off camera, that's pretty much what you did last year, a year and a half, about 70 to 80 million dollars in sales, right?
Correct.
So obviously, you've built a very successful real estate practice.
Yes.
Can you mention some of the attributes that contribute to that success in these 18 years in real estate?
Yes, the attributes that contribute would be, I believe, it's to have integrity, to be honest, a lot of hard work. Nothing comes easy.
When you say a lot of hard work, what's your typical week? How many hours of work?
Well, I've taken time management classes because if it were up to me, I would work 24/7, and I think it's important to balance your personal life, your work. Relatively from 10 to 6 is the time that I put. Obviously, I'm available I always have my phone in case I receive calls before or after.
Okay, so you work extremely hard. Any other attribute that contributes to your success?
As I mentioned, to have integrity, honesty, and to be passionate. I am passionate for what I do. I look forward in the morning to waking up and making more deals and seeing the faces of my clients so happy when they purchase or they sell their home. It's really nice.
Now, when you talk about that passion, would be accurate to say that you translate that passion into knowing more and more, because we were talking off camera, on how to become an expert and know exactly, for example, you're a top producer in Fisher Island, and I think there are very few people that know as much as you do about Fisher Island. So how much do you invest in terms of time to get to know the island and Miami Beach?
Of course. I understand. Basically, anytime a new listing comes up on the market, I go and preview it. So I like to always be knowledgeable for any questions any prospect buyer, seller, neighbor will ask me. They will know that I'm aware of the market, what has closed, how much per square foot, a lot of knowledge that I acquire.
Do you physically go to every single listing that becomes available in the island?
I do. I physically visit so that when I talk, I actually have been in it and I could describe it very well.
That's extremely important. And you see, in order to truly become that expert of choice and to have that confidence when you're talking to your client in a presentation, having that security and knowing that you've been to that property and you can talk about every single property makes a huge difference when you're talking to a client. That's a key point to become a top producer. Because we say in coaching, we are not in the business of selling real estate. What we are selling actually is not real estate. Anybody can show a property.
Of course.
But what you're selling is your confidence. And I remember you and I have a very a good friend in common, right? And when I was actively working in real estate, I sold his first unit in Fisher Island, right, with my partner to him, right? Then he decided to buy another property, and he's a very good friend of mine who went to school with me in Venezuela. We played baseball together, and when he decided to list the property that we sold them, he listed it with who? With me,
because he knew that
you were the expert,
and I farmed the area, and also the fact that I'm on the island, it's easy to show, and we're also a team of 4 people. So when you list with me, you have 4 people at your availability.
That's a great point. That's part of your success, that you have a team of people. When you're only one person, it's impossible to truly service your client. If you have 2 or 3 listings and you have 2 calls to show 2 different listings, how are you going to service those clients? And at the same time, if you are showing property, it's almost impossible to do that.
And this is about service. We want to give service and not let one buyer pass by or prospect broker showing our listings. By always trying our best to be available and making it possible to show. So
3 things that I want to take away from this question that I asked you. Number 1, you said, of course, integrity and honesty. I think it's impossible to build a long-term successful career if you're not honest and have integrity. In the short term, it might work, right? But of course, long term, definitely it won't.
We constantly have repeat clients and referrals.
Excellent.
Nice.
So number 2, you mentioned to become that expert. You not only know what properties are available in Fisher Island, but you go and actually physically preview those properties. And finally, having a team that allows you to actually multiply and exponentially grow your business. Very, very good, Karla. So can you share a successful story with me? Over these 18 years, I'm sure you have some success stories, and we were talking off camera about that. So can you share something?
Of course, I will. As you know, in every career, you have competition. And obviously, in the real estate market, you do, and there's a lot of realtors. I've been asked to go to listing appointments where the owners have said to me that they're interviewing myself as well as other brokers that specialize on the island. And many of my successes have been that the majority have selected me, and it's such an honor. And they say, because they see that I am a hard worker, they're gonna have the best service through me.
Perfect.
And my team.
And to your team, and that's exactly what I wanted to ask you that question again on camera, because going back, it's through the team. the tendency in real estate in 2016 now, as you see every successful top producer, is that the trend is they're becoming teams.
Correct.
It is very difficult to do it on your own. So I say to the agents that we coach, you either join a team of more experienced agents than you are, or you create your own team. So when you go into a presentation, you have full power and confidence that you can get the business done.
And in addition to our team, we have a back team where we have full-time marketing, social media. We're on top of the latest technology in marketing, brochures, and we pride ourselves with nice branding, the best quality, because if we're gonna sell the best, we wanna always brand it with the best of the best quality.
Yeah, if you're selling an $18
of course,
million
the
apartment,
quality of the
the
brochure
quality of the
and
brochures, the videos after
we
the
go
show,
out and about.
Right? And in the show notes, you'll see a video. You can see this beautiful $18 million property in Fisher Island, a video, high definition video of this 6-bedroom, 7,500 square feet apartment in Fisher Island. And you see the quality of the marketing pieces that you have to produce. Now, you mentioned also technology. Can you tell me a little bit of how technology has helped your business and your team?
It's helped extremely. Nowadays, with everything with social media, technology, you're exposed worldwide. And we also spend a lot in marketing with the website, SEO, so that our technology really helps.
Any other technique that you use in marketing? You mentioned SEO. Of course, you have the regular, the traditional, not regular, traditional printed advertising like the brochures, postcards. What else would you use to promote you and your listings?
Well, we actually have affiliate offices in different high-end, that I've met the owners, and we have a really good relationship in Paris, in London, in Italy, in Russia, Brazil, where these offices, if and when a buyer or a prospect buyer or seller approach them, they refer them to us, and we do the same for them. Right. So it's nice because they're in general pre-qualified.
How often do you contact those affiliate offices in order for you to keep that relationship?
Constantly. We have them in our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, so they're constantly receiving information, and every time we have a new listing, we send it to them and they promote it on their website, and vice versa.
That's a critical point that Karla just made. Many of the agents that are watching this interview today are not local agents. They're not from Miami, or they have a lot of relationships maybe in South America or in Europe. And many agents, when we coach them at the beginning, I see that they have failed many times in the past when they travel back to their country of origin to build those relationships that you just mentioned. When you go back to your country of origin, make sure that you take 2 or 3 different days to go into appointments and develop that relationship with those real estate companies, with those real estate agents.
And that they meet you one-to-one, not just...
Exactly. Very, very, very good point. I go to Toronto every quarter, and I make sure that every time I go there, I meet a new company, a new office for coaching, for real estate if they want to buy in Miami, and connect them with the agents that are in coaching. That's a very, very good point. So what's the best advice you've ever received?
The best advice I've ever received is not to give up and to be an expert and the best of the best in the area you're going to specialize in.
Would you say that is it possible to be an expert on many different areas? I don't think so, but what's your opinion?
I don't. I mean, you obviously, if there's a buyer that wants to buy elsewhere and you have access to it, why not? But to have listings and to give good service to your listings, it's good to specialize on the island, as well as buyers. They want somebody that knows their market. It's a big investment, and they want somebody that really is knowledgeable and will help them make a good investment.
Do you work more with buyers or sellers?
I'm actually 50-50.
50-50. Okay, perfect. And all right, so what habits do you have, if any, that contributes to your success? Habits that you do in a daily basis? Right.
What I like to do is, I don't just like to sell and say goodbye. I earned my commission. I don't have to see you. I like, part of me, and it's almost like everybody knows when they buy a property, they have a friend forever. It's like they're stuck with me.
There you go, there you go. I like that.
Always available to help them, recommend them. organize for them a housewarming party.
There you go.
Be there, send them a little gift for their birthday. So I like once a day to reach out to somebody that that has bought or is selling with me, that I can just send a little note thinking of you, or it's their birthday, let's get together, let's catch up, because it's always good just to keep that relationship. And always by doing that, I've always gotten referrals, and they always think of me when they want to buy or sell.
Any particular story that comes to mind after doing this for so many years and every single day? Just a surprise that somebody just wanted to...
When we were doing every single client that I've sold has ended up selling again or buying through me. So,
and that's something so important, because in most agents, or many agents that are struggling right now, what happens is they don't have a follow-up system. And you're doing this in a daily basis. So if you contact one person a day, that's 250 extra contacts without any effort. All right, there are very warm contacts. They expect your call. They know exactly who you are. You are not calling them to buy them or sell them, for them to sell. It's just a friendly conversation. The key to real estate is an engagement, right? The more engaged your clients are with you, the higher the probability they will do business with you. And that's exactly what you're doing on a daily basis. I love that comment, that habit.
It just comes natural, but I've applied it.
Right. And again, you're calling that person just to say hello, just to follow up with that person, to be in front of that person.
Or I like to send them a little gift for their birthday, a card, just to be
a very common phrase, but it's so true in real estate, is out of sight,
out of mind.
Exactly, exactly. So you have to be in front of your clients. And what we like to do in coaching is to make sure that we have an automatic system that allows you to do that. And of course, manually on the phone, every single day. I love that take up at least one person.
We also have it in an we do newsletters, and we do constantly, if we have a buyer that comes once and says, I'm looking for a 3-bed, whatever they're looking for, we set them up so that they constantly receive. Once a new unit comes up on the market, they'll receive, and I'll receive, and I'll have a good excuse to reach out to them again.
Exactly. Very, very, very good. So how do you see, you've been in Miami since
1972.
Exactly. I know. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Managua, Nicaragua.
Okay.
And my family.
And the reason you came to Miami?
There was an earthquake in 1972, and my family decided to come for 6 months, and we've been here 40-something years. So it's been a long 6 months.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I'm passionate about Miami. I'm the best PR. So that's why I love to sell Miami.
I say I'm exactly like you in that case. I say I take very few things personal. But one of the things that I take personally is when somebody says something or talks negatively about Miami. I think Miami has everything that we need. I mean, the location, the weather,
I agree.
The spaces you have here, the prices. I mean, what's the average price per square foot in Fisher Island? By the way, we're in Fisher Island, right in front of South Point.
Yes.
Which is pretty much maybe the most expensive piece of land in Miami. It's south of 5th, which is called South Point, right?
Yes.
And what's the average price per square foot in Fisher Island?
Actually, Fisher Island consists of 216 acres.
Okay.
So there's different buildings in different areas. Give or take 700, 750 apartments and about 9 homes.
Okay.
Nine single-family homes.
Right.
But Fisher Island, you wouldn't really say the whole island is this price per square foot. It depends what building you're in. Roughly this building, which we are in Palazzo del Mare, which is one of the premier buildings, which has concierge, valet, 5-star services.
How old is the building?
The building was built in 2007. And it's, as of today, the one that, since it's been built, it's been the highest price per square foot because of all the luxury the building offers. Roughly, give or take, between $2,000 and $2,500 a square foot.
Very good price.
Give or take. Obviously, an apartment like this with higher ceilings, upgraded completely, has a premium and will pay more. And this apartment also comes with a beautiful cabana and private parking space.
How many parking spaces?
Two assigned parking space in the private garage and an additional one, so 3.
Very good, very good.
So on the ocean, you'll have, give or take, another price point, which is roughly between $1,500 to $2,000 a square foot. Then you have the buildings viewing downtown, which are roughly $1,200. It all depends. And then other buildings that were built back in the late 80s, roughly about 1,000 a square foot. So,
And that's, so I asked you that question
every
because
price
of
point.
Miami. We're talking about an island. How do you access how do you get here?
You get here via ferry. It's only.
Exactly. You can drive to the island.
You can come by yacht.
Well, you can drive, yeah. Well, but they have to let you in.
You have to, for example.
If you're not invited, you can access the island, even if you come by boat.
Residents must leave the name of whoever wants to access the island. It's a 7-minute ride, and it's 24 hours a day. 3 ferries running. They give priority to the residents, obviously. And it's great. You just get used to it.
So I'm talking about Miami. Imagine this is a private island right in front of South Point, all right, which is the most expensive piece of land in Miami. You see the ferries, you know, the cruises leaving the port. This is a private island with golf course, tennis. Oh, how many restaurants?
It's got about 8 restaurants, 9-hole golf course, 18 tennis courts, and the tennis courts have their the shop, the golf as well. Beautiful gym, 25,000 square feet of gym with all types of treatments, massages, classes, Olympic pool.
You have the beach.
You have 2 beautiful beaches, a private beach of 1,000 feet on the beach, as well as beach club, where it's the place to see and be seen.
You also have the
beach club,
the marina,
and the marina. 2 deep sea marinas that accommodate yachts from 60 feet up to 250 feet.
So you see Karla talking about Fisher Island. What's the acreage? How many buildings? The price per square foot in different buildings? The marina? How many boats? The type of boats that can fit in there? The restaurants? How many tennis courts? It's not only about talking about tennis courts, golf courts. You're being very detailed. You didn't say golf course. You said 9-hole golf course. You didn't say tennis courts. You said 18 tennis courts. You didn't say a marina. You said from 60 feet yacht to
250. So I forgot to mention, in the tennis courts is one of the few places that has the 4 types of courts: the clay, the hard, the Wimbledon, and the grass.
Excellent, excellent. So you've seen, going back to the original question, and that's what we talk about in Miami. Imagine having all those luxury, so centric, and this beautiful view, with from 1,800 square feet to 2,500. It's a bargain.
It's a bargain.
Worldwide.
I agree.
All right. So you came in 1972, and you've seen Miami grow.
I have.
Right. So how do you see Miami in the next 3 to 5 years?
Actually, I feel Miami has been underdeveloped for many years. So I feel now it's going to be developing and only continuing to develop in the next 3, 5 years, 10 years, to just make the city the #1 city in the United States. Culturally, the location, you have Latin Americans, Europeans. It's
the people that
a
are
lot of
to
wonderful
Miami.
events. Art Basel. So the people, the quality of the people are appreciating what Miami is now.
Now, to finish our beautiful conversation, thank you very much again for having me here. What advice would you give a new agent that is just getting started in the real estate industry?
My best advice to a new agent getting started in the industry is to specialize in an area and be an expert and the #1 in that area.
Not only to compete, but to dominate what you've done in Fisher Island.
Exactly. And actually, we're right now in the process of growing Luxury Living Realty, which I started in 2005. Okay. And since I have a lot of presence on Fisher Island, our goal is to recruit agents from the different areas and have presence and have the same presence I have on Fisher Island in the different areas.
In Miami.
In Miami. Okay. Such as Sunny Isles, Key Biscayne, Coral Gables, and being a boutique family owned, we want to give those agents all our support, and one of our best assets is the brand that we have and our name and
the very high-end luxury
so
boutique.
Whoever wants to join us will be somebody that's going to want to deal with our brand, which is luxury.
Now, an advice after 18 years in the business, I'm sure you have very good advice not only for new agents, as you said, become an expert in one specific place, in one specific geographical area. But what advice would you give an experienced agent?
I would give an experienced agent the advice of forming a team so that you can grow your business, as well as you can delegate and you can give the best service to your buyers or sellers by having a team.
That's actually the only way I think, no, I've seen it so many times after almost 15 years coaching real estate agents, I haven't met one single real estate agent that consistently exceeds about $180,000 a year working by himself. Very, very difficult. If you have a good 1 or 2 years, that's fine. You make about 150, 180 by yourself. But if you want to consistently make over that, it's practically impossible to do it on your own. So you need a team.
I agree.
How many people do you have in your team?
I actually have 4 people in my team, which consists of my sister and partner, Valeria Kelly.
Valeria, of course, and that I made my Valeria before I met you. Because you were my competition many years ago.
Sorry.
No, you deserve it. No.
Then I have actually my future my husband, George Escacena,
which I met,
which you met.
Ago, yeah.
And we have Kathy Corrigan, which is our office manager, but she's also on call behind us. And myself, so we're 24/7. We're always available to give great service.
Excellent. Well, it's been a true honor, a true pleasure having you in the show, Karla.
Thank you.
It's been great. I hope to see you again really, really soon. We did a good seminar for your team, and I really enjoyed it a lot. I'm very impressed with the unit you have here. How many other? Do you have other listings in Fisher Island?
I do. I have about another 15.
15 listings in Fisher Island. Yes. So definitely a top producer in the island. And I hope you enjoyed this interview as much as I did. Karla, thank you very much.
Thank you, Orlando.
And until next time, make it a very, very productive day. Take care, guys.